The new addition is our Andre the Giant 320, 6'9", 320 guy. Two stints in the White Sox organization. He's one of our pitching coaches at Butler High School, and he's already ordered his jerseys and his hat, and he's ready to rock.
What did you get for a jersey? Did you just get a shower curtain and cut it down?
It's funny. I went in and ordered his jersey and told him I needed a 4X, and I had to double check to make sure they could even do it, and they said they could. So,
well, it's funny. We use the same guy. I had to call Power last week. I've got a guy, Chase Stewart, who's 6'7" and almost 300, and I had to get a 3X. He told me he needed a 3X, and I kind of the same boat you were. Did you make it this big? So, but it was funny when you were telling me about Taylor Cherry. That's the guy you added, the 6'9" guy. I went ahead and looked him up. I said, you got to be kidding me, 6'9". And then I saw a picture of him. I thought this guy is like where Andre the Giant meets Aaron Harang. The picture on the mound there, it's insane. That could be a big pickup, especially when you need that number one guy against the top teams.
Oh yeah, we need him for sure. I mean, our offense is top notch. I think we finished second in the league in overall runs scored, but we finished in the league like 17th in runs against. I mean, it was like a football score almost every time you played us. But he especially will help us keep those runs down, and that'll help our cause way more because our offense will still be the same.
Yeah, well, I think you added him trying to think that was going to get you over the hump with the Colts, but you know how well we hit. It's just going to be another nightmare for you.
Very true, but I was talking to Murph already, and I told Murph that I was going to make sure that Taylor Cherry pitched against you guys in game number 1 that we have against you. So
yeah, that's not a problem. We're looking forward to it. I know, we had some of the guys out last year towards the end, and I know some of those guys are going to be back ready to go. And with the addition of a couple, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year. Hopefully, we're able to get going at the beginning and be able to keep moving on and have everything go as planned. But this virus thing, you never know.
I can't speak for everybody else, but I know all my guys are anxious to get going, and they're texting me just about every day. Hey, any updates on opening day? Any updates on this? And I keep telling them, hey, it's still set as scheduled until something else comes around that doesn't let us start right away. But I don't see if minimal, and you can probably attest to this, Jason, but I would say minimal, we're just going to get suspended and definitely not canned.
Yeah, we're not going to make any rash decisions, based on what we see. We're just going to let it play out and wait and see how long it is before we're allowed to have mass gatherings again. And I think the first word is going to come down tomorrow from State High School Athletic Association at noon. We'll see exactly where they stand, and when everybody opens back up for business, we'll be ready to roll. There's no reason to bang the whole thing yet, for sure. So hopefully the curve flattens, as they say, and we can get back at it.
I hope so.
The other thing I'm going to try, Jason, and we can go ahead and just touch it here real quick, is I'm going to reach out to Holmes High School and stuff too, and see if again, we got to wait and see what happens with all the high schools and if they bang the whole season or not. But if not, maybe we're trying to make up some games and stuff. Maybe they'll give us a little discount to use Mikan down there and be able to get some games in too. So because we could do night games as well down there.
Yeah, well, we'll do our best to get it in. Obviously, we wait all winter for this. It's just a shame that it's happening right now, but hopefully that'll get taken care of, and we'll be back to doing what we like to do.
Well, for a quick side note, Taylor Cherry came out to one of our practices a couple weeks ago. He stood up on the makeshift mound there at Redline, and I literally was standing next to him watching him throw, and I was standing just a little above his belly button.
Well, let's see. 6'9" on top of that mound. Yeah, we'll let that roll. But yeah, he's certainly going to be an imposing figure out on that mound for sure. No doubt about it.
I couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. Hey, I was just playing pass with the guy, and he broke my glove, so I got to get it threaded again.
Well, yeah, that's not good. Any departures on the Braves this year that of note?
I wouldn't necessarily say this is a departure because he didn't necessarily say he was quitting for good. But Andrew Choi is probably going to have to step out for a little bit. He did say he may may join us mid-season or whenever he can get going with his business. He ended up leaving his regular job. He worked at Scene 75 and left there to start his own prepping business.
Okay.
So,
well,
but right now times are tough with him, and I told him this thing that's going on right now might boost his business. So once he gets back on his feet and he's got some good money coming in, he said he wants to rejoin back up. But as far as the beginning of the season, we won't have him. But that'd be technically the only departure we have for now.
Okay. Same cast of characters and add your stud pitcher. Should be another good season for the Braves. Well, we appreciate you previewing the 2020 season with us. Best of luck to you and the rest of the Braves as we go forward.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Hey, thanks, Fish, for that information on the Braves 2020 upcoming season. We look forward to getting out there and mixing it up again this year. At this time, we're going to move on, and Jason is going to interview John Cattleman from Deerfield.
Our next preview is of a team that has made the playoffs the last 3 years, one of only 5 teams to do so. And one of the longtime members of the league, talking about Deerfield, and we're pleased to be joined now by John Cattleman to talk about the 2020 season with Deerfield. John, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me, guys.
I thought you were going to say first time, long time.
No,
golden opportunity. You blew it.
I've tried to call in before, but never really been accepted.
Well, this is a popular show. You never know if you can get through it.
Right.
We only have so many lines.
That's right. That's right. When a line becomes available, you'll know. Well, John, last year your team, obviously a big offseason picking up Paul Robbins, Mike Schmidt last year. Big hopes after a couple of really good seasons. And pretty good regular season, but fell short a little bit in the playoffs against the Meridians. Have you guys added anything to the roster in the offseason?
Yeah, we went out and picked up a couple guys that really haven't shown up much for practice, so we haven't really seen what they've got, but they come highly recommended from a couple other leagues in the city. So we're excited to have Colton Catani on our team this year. And help out on the infield. So we're excited to have him and a couple other guys that are coming over from the Hobner League, we hope, to join our team. And we're always on the waiver wire looking for guys, too.
Oh, yeah. You're always looking. And you have one of the premier players in the league in Paul Robbins. He throws probably as hard as anybody in the league. The thing about Paul was always he's good for a few innings, but you're able to get 40-plus innings out of him this year. Any thoughts of using him a bit more on the hill or just kind of manage the workload?
Yeah, our pitching staff is really a five-man, five-headed horse that goes different ways, and it just depends on whose arm's feeling the best on that individual date. But certainly Paul's our number one guy. Rolled him out there in the playing game, and he pitched really well for us against the hustle, and we were able to get us into the championship bracket. And just a couple competitive games with the Meridians, especially the second game, and just couldn't generate enough offense to get the win in either.
Yeah. You never know in those playoff games. Those are always tight, low-scoring games that can kind of go either way. And obviously, you've had some success the last few years, in particular against the Hooks. Care to share any trade secrets there?
I don't know if I slip them a couple extra dollars before the game or what is really driving that, but they hit a lot of balls hard right at people, and we're lucky to catch them and make the play. So that's more luck more than anything, I think.
So you could sit there and take a bow, but taking the high road there, I certainly appreciate that.
I'm not going to generate any bulletin board material.
Yeah, be careful with that, as if the Hooks need that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Another guy on your staff, pretty good arm too. Old Redbeard, we call him, Brendan Decker. He's got pretty good stuff when you roll him out there.
Yeah, Brandon's been really versatile for us, been able to help us out in a lot of different spots, whether it's starting or closing for us on the mound, and really does whatever we ask for him. Really helpful for us, really whatever spot we put him in our rotation. To try to get innings, and especially in crunch time. We also have Chad Hafler and Brendan Kemp, who do a great job for us as far as throwing the ball in different situations. And we really leaned on both those guys to increase their innings limits last year to get our arms healthy enough to pitch in September as a pitching staff.
Yeah, I kind of like how you guys managed that. It looked like the stats last year, none of them threw more than 43 innings. Everybody was within a few innings of one another. So it sounds like you're pretty well set for pitching, but you may have a bit of a hole to replace out in center field. We did the preview earlier with the Bulls. You guys are losing Kenny Fuller. What do you do about center field?
Yeah, I think that'll kind of be by committee based on who's on the mound. We have a couple guys that are going to be able to play out there that have played some innings out there in the past. We'll definitely miss Kenny's bat in the lineup, but we're hoping really the two guys I just mentioned, Hafler and Kemp, can get out there in center field and cover some ground where Kenny was. But Kenny was a great teammate and a great guy for us, and we're sorry to see him go, but wish him nothing but the best, and hope to see him out there a couple times this year when we take on the Bulls.
And as far as any other departures on the Deerfield roster from last year, anybody significant that we would notice not coming back?
No, we lost one other guy, an outfielder, Logan von Bargen.
Okay.
I don't really get the Dutch pronunciation of his last name very well, but his first name was Logan, and he hit left-handed for us, and he had a really good season last year, and just too much stuff going on right now for him to make the commitment for next year. So between Kenny and Logan, those were our two losses from last year, but hopefully the new guys can come in and pick up some of the slack from the offensive production standpoint, and definitely in the field.
And of course, no Deerfield team would be complete without the 200-year-old trio of your dad, Chief, and Pat McCaffrey. Yeah,
I think they'll all be back in one form or another, and Chief's already been barking at practice and been a key for helping us recruit players, and especially some of the players that haven't shown up yet. So we'll see how reliable that is. And,
well, I will say those three guys, in particular your dad, who helped create this league, certainly an inspiration to all of us to keep playing. I find myself now in my 40s. And, those guys are all 60 or above and still going after it. So, we certainly, everybody in the league looks up to seeing those guys out there, getting after it at that age.
Yeah, they really do get after it. Chief catches a ton of innings every year, and Mel's been able to hit, close to 300, I think, the last 3 years. So he's had a couple really good seasons here. And, Pat's there all the time helping out too. So, all three of those guys have been mainstays in this league for the past couple decades.
Yeah, it's remarkable, and we certainly appreciate having those guys around to inspire all of us to keep going. Well, John, I know you're busy teaching kindergarten at home now with the old coronavirus scare. Hopefully we'll get this thing taken care of, and we'll see you on the field here pretty soon.
Yeah, if anybody wants to enroll, they can go ahead and get at me, and we'll charge full price tuition here. But yeah, we're good to go here with kindergarten class.
Sounds good, John.
I think we know a couple Colts that might need to retake that.
Well, those are all
bring them in.
All those remedial guys from the Colts. They may have some trouble with kindergarten. I don't know.
We'll have to check their temperature before they start school.
Oh, yeah.
No one's positive.
Well, their temperature's probably high because they've been drinking all night.
Yeah, that's it. That, and you'll have Murph sitting over in the corner licking glue.
Yeah,
not good. All right, John. Thanks. Appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
And that's the 2020 preview for Deerfield. Thanks to John Cattleman out there for giving us that preview. And good luck to you guys again this year. This time we are going to move on, and we have two more guys join us to preview the 2020 Tigers.
And this segment is brought to you by McFall Lawfirm. If you've been hurt in a car accident, you know you're going to have to deal with someone's insurance company, right? You know the stress is coming. So why not hire an attorney that used to represent insurance companies? Attorney Tanner McFall with McFall Firm is that guy. Former assistant prosecutor and former defense counsel for one of America's largest insurance companies. From their team to yours, Attorney Tanner McFall levels the playing field. Give McFall a call, 513-469-0888. Again, that number is 513-469-0888. Or check them out online at McFallFirm.com. That's McFallFirm.com. Protect your recovery. Call McFall today.
Our next preview is from a team that debuted in the CABL in 2019. They got off to a pretty good start. In fact, near 500 near the end of July. Played some of the more entertaining games in the CABL last year. They lost games 19-18 and 17-12. So even when they weren't winning, it looks like they were at least having some fun. We're talking